Hi, this is Charles with our tiny cabin project. John is somewhere off in the wilderness, and Princess Frostbite is asleep inside on the couch. Today, we're going to put up some walls in the cabin. Stay tuned.
So guys, we're finally about to finish all of the walls inside of the cabin, and we'll give you a brief look to see what it looks like before and then after.
Hi!
Okay guys, so this is one of the unfinished portions of the wall around the window. As you can see, the rest of the walls are done. This is unfinished, and the portion by the window of the door and above the door itself. So this weekend we're doing all those, and then the next time that we come out, the only thing that we'll have left to do will be the ceiling.
I am Ninja! Alright, YouTube, this is where we're at. We got two of the new walls up, framing out the windows. We're going to build boxes in for window ledges. Sorry if the lighting's going in and out. It's partly cloudy today. Again, this is where we added our 2x4s. Get the stove a little further off the wall. Have some flashing. Good space.
Between the stove and the wall.
Yeah, good space between the stove and the wall. We got the collar ring on, the dressing ring. And we went ahead and widened the gap around the flue. Like a lot of people said, even though we were at 1 inch, a little extra wouldn't hurt. So we got about 1.5 inches around the pipe. And for those of you who are going to be saying, oh, it needs to be 4 inches. Well, this is a stove made for a boat, not a house. It only called for 1 inch clearance.
Can I point something out?
What?
This ring isn't even 4 inches, and the screws that mount the chimney to the roof are only 1 inch out. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing at this point in time that we did different for this stove than how you would traditionally install it is we put it in a tiny house and not a boat. What was it Willy Wonka said? Stop the boat!
So the only thing that we have left unfinished is this one wall area and the spot above the door.
Oh
so
crap, I forgot about that.
You guys will see that finished here very shortly.
Alright, YouTube, we got the rest of the walls up. We're gonna have to use some finishing strips though on one of... I think we're gonna do them. We were planning on... I think we're gonna use some finishing strips. There were some gaps, but we're planning on doing finishing strips on all the wood, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. So as you can see on the walls, most of the seams came out pretty good. Not with a lot of gap. And I don't know if it was when the house settled or what, but as you can see over here, you know, it wasn't squaring up. And I don't know what was going on, but it's not that big of a deal because planning on putting strips, finishing strips kind of frame it out. Also going to do finishing strips along the baseboards and finishing strips all the way around the top here. And then probably in one of the next visits or two, we might wait till spring, I haven't made up my mind yet. We're going to put the beadboard up on the ceiling. We've decided we're not going to try to mess with putting beadboard around the pipe. We're going to bring it up to this rung, and maybe a few inches over it. And then we're going to just use high temperature paint and paint the inside of this, probably the same color that we paint the inside of the window jambs. The inside of the windows we're going to build out, box them in, and kind of make a little bit bigger of a window ledge. Now that we have the stove in, we're going to take the electric fireplace home. We can use that at the house. That'll free up some space on our YouTube wall. These are gifts that we've gotten from gifts or purchases we've made from people that we've met or known through YouTube. John got that as a gift from Survival Lily, and I bought that off of Derek Diedrichson from relaxshacks.com. He's kind of the guy who inspired us to start doing the micro tiny house thing, and it's awfully cool. If you haven't checked him out, check him out. We got the Dickinson stove, for the most part, done. It doesn't have that bad angle anymore. It's a little further off the wall. Got the flashing. I'm pretty satisfied with the way this is. I am going to take one of our subscribers' advices, and I'm going to pick up some. I'm going to pick up some metal tape and wrap the angles in metal tape. Wrapping it in metal tape should make it a little more secure and, I guess, leak-proof, I guess, so to speak. Oh, another thing we did, the batteries have been removed from the cabin. I moved the charge controller closer to the entrance and exit. Still using the Harbor Freight box because I'm using the lights, but overall the Harbor Freight solar system has completely died. I don't even know if the panels are pulling in wattage. The other charge controller completely fried, and I think I'm just going to get another Renogy 100-watt panel because they're awesome, and then we'll be pulling in over 200 watts of solar, and that's more than what we need. And going to take those down, put the 100-watt panel there. We still have the 100-watt panel over here. And then I'm going to have an outlet go in here, an outlet go in here, and an outlet, an outlet go in here. And it'll run under to the cabin. And I'm going to have a inverter set up that I can bring in when we're not here. It's bolted to a piece of wood that will hang underneath, bolted to a piece of wood that will hang underneath the cabin and hook up to the battery bank with jumper cables. So then that way when we're not here, we can unplug the inverter, unhook it very easily, bring it inside the cabin, so that way we don't have to worry about any critters crawling up inside of it and making it their home. John picked us up these really cool hunting chairs. Yesterday, actually Friday, was opening season for deer season here in Missouri. And I said, you know, let's focus on getting the walls done and the stove done so we have the entire rest of the season. So we can just come up here, relax, have a good time, deer hunt, fish. And 6:30 this morning, I'm sitting right up there on my porch having a cup of coffee, And right over there on the other side of the road, I hear some stomping, and 6 deer, 6, cross the road and start coming down the hill. I mean, they were maybe 30 yards away, maybe. But at least I know they're coming through. John's somewhere off in the wilderness down yonder building a super shelter, you know, bushcraft style, in the hopes that he can also use it as a deer blind. Which we bought a pop-up blind, but I don't know that we're going to use it because it just looks so unnatural. It's really small, and we've got plenty of material out here to do natural blinds, so that's probably what we'll do. I'm really tired. I didn't sleep well last night, and then today we put up all those walls, and it really took a lot out of me. I'm exhausted. But it's a good type of exhausted. Also, what I'd like to do before winter gets here is I'd like to go ahead and put the skirting all the way up around the cabin. And with the walls up and the skirting around the bottom, I think we're going to be quite toasty this winter. I'm looking forward to being up. Hopefully we get snow. Last winter, we did. Oh, there's something on my camera. Last winter, we didn't really get any snow. Also in the future plans is we've decided, and with the help of us, well, I'm not going to say too much about it because it's a secret. We're going to do a room addition on the side of the cabin here. We're probably going to have it come out about 7 feet and have a nice little room addition.